Thanks for joining me for this week's quick business tip. Today we have a special guest, Tony Fields. Tony helps high achieving men at the midpoint of their lives to become the best version of themselves. He helps them achieve more in less time, feel healthier, and develop stronger bonds with their loved ones because no one should have to choose between their business and their life. Tony, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming.
It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Now, I know that you just recently finished a 5-day challenge, and I want to hear more about that and the people that you serve and a lot of the results that you're getting from them.
Of course, of course. Yeah, I had such an enjoyable week last week. It's I do my challenge about every 3 months, but I like doing this one in December actually because I think it's a really good time to take a step back actually and reflect and reconnect with what really matters in your life and start to think about a new year. And this challenge, I think it's so interesting because I invite people to commit 30 minutes a day to work on themselves and their business over the course of a week. And I know every single time I do this at the start of the week on a Monday, everyone's kind of quite apprehensive and thinking, how am I going to do that every single day? I've got loads going on, I'm juggling, and like we all are. But the amount of people that stay throughout the week is something I'm really proud of actually, because I think when you do that once and you start to realize, you know what, I've lost sight of some really important stuff. I'm actually getting in my own head and I'm holding myself back. I'm just not taking enough time out. So I'm kind of missing some really important things personally and also my business. So yeah, it was so much fun. I heard the words clarity so many times actually. Clarity and inspired were the two words at the end of the week that came up a lot actually. So yeah, I love helping people. You know what? Just to get that direction back again and to feel a bit more kind of re-energized going into the new year. So yeah, that was a fun week.
That's awesome. It's so funny that you said 30 days for five or 30 minutes for 5 days. And I was like, well, that's not very much.
Oh, it can feel like so much for some people though. That's 2.5 hours. That's some people are thinking, goodness, I haven't got 30 days at all. Sorry, minutes, sorry. So it's yeah, maybe it's perspective, but so many people I talk to are like literally like haven't they're just playing catch up. So it's hard. It's hard committing to the just getting started, I think, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it. I think it's priorities. And I think it is
Yeah.
like just kind of proving to yourself that if you make the choice, everybody has an extra 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
So, what were some of the, things that you had people think about or work on or questions that they answered or things like that during the challenge?
Well, one thing actually, if I look at the start of the week, one thing I invite people to do actually is to ask themselves who do they want to be as a dad, as a mum, as a partner, as a business owner. And what I talk about actually in that first day is what we typically do, and we all do this, and I do this as well. We spend our time either doing. We're literally just doing more and more and more, and we're constantly connected, and we're online, and we never switch off. Or we're wanting. We're literally just, I'll be happy when
Mm.
my kids are at that next age, and I've got more time, or I've got that person in my team that's given me more time back, or um, I've secured those big clients I'm working on. This or that next milestone. There's always we're not focused enough on now and today. So when I kind of like that, it's a really nice way to start the week. Actually, just to look at let's just get out of those traps we fall into and ask ourselves and remind ourselves what are our values, what's important to us, what's our non-negotiables, what how do we want to show up. And so that's I don't know. That's just one thing, but it's the start of the week, and it sort of sets it on a nice footing, actually.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. I think a lot of people do sort of lose track of that in all of the hustle. Like they start out
Mm.
thinking about what they want their business to be and the impact they want to make and that they do want to make their families a priority. Um,
Mm.
but it's just so easy to sort of get lost in, you have clients meetings, you're traveling, you're doing the speaking schedule, you're, doing all of these things, and then you lose track of the things that were important. And if you're not reminded of them on a regular basis, it's really easy to just sort of rearrange your priorities without being
Mm.
intentional about it.
It's so true. It's so true. It's that kind of working in rather than working on, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's just that I use the word trap, but we all do it, don't we? We just focus on what has to be done today.
Yep. Yep. It's true. We kind
Mm.
of look at our to-do list and
Yeah.
check it all off. And if we're not putting, whether it's, going to the gym, spending time with our loved ones, that kind of thing, then sometimes it doesn't get done.
Mm. I think maybe a bigger thing from the week. So that's kind of starts it off on a nice footing. But I think then one thing I really love a little bit later on in the week is just looking at some of the more deep rooted traps we fall into. And a lot of the people I work with, and I do this because I've struggled with this and continue to at times myself, is just that obsession with working so hard and just having that that belief inside that that is the only way to be successful. And so that results in guilt when we're not working, that we should be working, it's so hard to change that ingrained habit. And when you during my challenge, I invite lots of clients come along who've worked with me, and they're just it's not always the business results that draws that's great, but I think it's the inward change. It's the I'm just like I've grown, I've got even a bigger family, and I'm enjoying it. I'm actually like enjoying it, and this is possible. And so it's that I think it's that bit that I find, and people seem to resonate with the most. It's the it really is possible to just I'll use the words let go actually, just not take all the daily and big challenges like so much to heart. We can just go with the flow, and life's so much more fun that way. So I think that's quite yeah an exciting change actually.
Nice. So you said that it's something that you're kind of working on, and I know that you have a crazy busy schedule. I know that you're speaking, and taking care of the clients, doing your challenges, like just all of it. So what are some of the things that you do in your life to make sure that your priorities stay where they need to be?
Um, Really good question. And I think often you do need to, even though you help people with this stuff, you need to remind yourself of this stuff as well. So I'm not going to suggest I've got it all right, but I try. I absolutely think taking time out every single week to just stop and pause and for creative time and really looking at why you're doing what you're doing, looking at the big picture is something one of my favorite mornings every week actually is a Thursday when I go swimming for an hour and then I grab a coffee and um, I'm just sitting for 90 minutes and I'm just thinking about like what I'm creating and why and that's sometimes when the ideas come. So that's a simple thing, but it works. I think then for me it's about kind of non-negotiables really. So a lot of people tuning into this will have very busy businesses or busy careers and that may mean you have to work some weekends, and that's okay. But what I find is it's the quality of the time when you're present that's most important. It's not necessarily the amount of time. So I may often on a Saturday, I may spend a couple of hours catching up from my week, getting back together, and then I'll put my phone away. And I'll put my phone away for half a day. And I find it really hard because initially you're literally been following this phone and all week and it's really addictive and difficult. But it's only by doing that, locking it away, that you're not tempted and um you just you reconnect really. So that's again something very simple. I think other things for me would be also around just removing distractions. Like, what can people do to remove distractions? And that might be honestly really simple things. WhatsApp notification, turning off notifications, or removing Outlook from your email, or this sounds silly, but it's something that's helped me really massively is buying an alarm clock. Like literally buying an alarm clock. Because I saw a study recently, 79% of people look at their phone within 15 minutes of waking up. So that's not a surprise to anyone. But when you do that, what do we all do? We then look at things, our emails, and we're just on it. So buying an alarm clock and leaving my phone in my study was just like it was amazing improvement in. So these are the I think I guess the biggest thing I've learned is these are not always like big life transformational things. They're just small habits that we just need to do over and over and over again, and they in time make a really big difference actually.
Yeah, I was actually commented on a post, I think it was yesterday on LinkedIn, that was talking about the being present part of things. And I remember it was probably 15 years ago. I was at a conference and it was for church volunteers, everyone who's like busy with their business lives. Then they got their volunteer lives, and now they're like spending time at this 2-day conference that is outside of work and everything else. And they gave us all a card that had one of those little like Google Map upside down teardrop in the red kind of a thing. And it just said, "You are here." And the first thing that they did was like, "We want you to keep this, put it in your pocket, hold it, and remember that like while you're here, you're here. So like be here." And it just,
Mm.
the way that they presented it stuck with me. And like now when I'm spending time with my friends and my mind starts to, do the business spin thing that it can do, uh, I always think back to that and that like, okay, wait, I'm here. Like, let's just be here. Work can wait. Like, I can just like spend time with the people that I want to spend time with.
Mm. I like that. A very simple but good reminder.
Yeah.
Really good.
So what do you have coming up that you're super excited about? Whether it's, I mean, we're sort of wrapped the year, but what's coming up for you in 2025 that people can get excited about and maybe work with you on?
Yeah, I've got lots coming up. I do. I'm being invited to a lot more speaking engagements that I really enjoy. My challenges are something I genuinely get so much enjoyment from. So I'll be hosting another challenge in February. I think January can be a busy time, but then I think we often need like a reboot come February when we've kind of I don't know we've not stuck to all those things we planned to do. So that's something that's coming up. Um, I'm also actually in the new year. I'm launching a performance community. So I'm creating something where I'm going to be collaborating with a lot of other experts who help a lot of my target clients. So with a lot of clients I see, it's never just their mindset or those habits that they're falling into. It also impacts their fitness, it impacts their health, it impacts their sleep, it impacts relationships. And I kind of look holistically at many of those things and specifically help people with purpose and growth. So I work with a lot of people around how you can grow, but how you can also live with more purpose. But I'm going to be bringing quite a lot of experts into this new community I'm creating, who are just some fantastic people. But yeah, a lot of my clients just want to be the best they can be, and so that does include all of those areas. Because I think we may have one area sorted, and then our health or nutrition goes down, or we get this sorted, and then we forget about our connections or relationships. So that's something I'm really excited about in the new year.
That's awesome. That sounds amazing. So I know that this isn't just a, amazing British accent that you have. I know that you live in the UK. Do you have a lot of speaking engagements that are mostly UK, Europe? Do you come to the United States?
At the moment, mostly UK and Europe,
Okay.
but that's an opportunity I'd love to pursue. So I was in Fort Lauderdale in Florida about a month ago. That was a meeting for a community we're both part of. But I had so many amazing conversations when I was in the States actually, and I think even things like performance and performance coaching is something that's in many ways in the UK and Europe we're probably a bit behind actually in some of these kind of thinking and some of the adoption of this sort of stuff. So I'm genuinely would love to do. I love in-person stuff as well. I get that, um, I get that real adrenaline and that excitement, but also a bit scared, but in a really, really good way. I genuinely love it. So yeah, I'd love to do more speaking kind of internationally, and see where it takes me, you know?
Awesome. So I know that you have a growth community online that we're going to connect people to in the show notes. I'm going to put your LinkedIn profile there for anybody, especially people in the United States that want you to maybe come speak at their conference. And we can also send people to tonyfields.com if they want to connect with
Yes.
you.
Yeah, that's my website, and you can see lots of past and future events on there as well.
Awesome. Okay, so what I like to do every week is to leave the listeners with one step that they can take today to start moving them towards that more amazing part of their lives where they're not having to choose between life and business. So, what is some advice that you would give our listeners?
I love the way you've phrased that actually, because I use a phrase, "start today."
Oh,
That's something I use all the time at my events, if I just take the example of exercise, if there's anyone listening to this who wants to refocus on their fitness and health, and is kind of right now thinking, I'll do it in the new year, I'll do it after Christmas because I've got Christmas coming up, and I'm just going to eat really unhealthy. I'm going to say to people that there's nothing stopping you starting today. And I'll give an example. I did a challenge recently. I often host these different types of challenges, and I invited people to commit 10 minutes a day to their mindset and 10 minutes a day to exercise. And I do it for charity. Lots of people came on board. And um, I sometimes think the thought of doing, I don't know, going to the gym tomorrow or going for a long run might just be too much for people. But if you were just to do, let's say, 50 sit ups tomorrow, and just do that, and just one small step. You do that for 30 days, which many of the people in this challenge who are taking part with me did. They felt amazing. They felt amazing. So that would be my message. Just identify what it is you want to do and just take one really small step today. So start today.
I love that. That's really beautiful, and it certainly is timely because this time of year we do have a tendency to be like, oh, we'll start that in January, like next year. So yes, I love that. That's fantastic advice. Thank you.
Of course. And look, thank you for the opportunity. It's been great speaking with you.
Oh, well, thanks for coming on. And, as things kind of progress with your community and your speaking engagements, maybe we can find time to connect in person one of the times that you come to visit the United States.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks, Tony, for visiting. If you guys found this valuable, please like and share and tune in next week for more quick business tips. I'm Jennifer with Limitless Impact Agency.